I think I'm gonna have to do some spraying this weekend. I'll let y'all know a little bit later what I'm talking about. What I wanted to share with y'all, it felt it felt so good this morning. Let me tell y'all, I'm not going to be fooled because we get little indicators like this. So this morning it was 61 degrees. It was a nice, cool weather. We got up to about 83, 85 today. Now, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I know that fall is on the way, but I'm not going to be like, oh, yes, because I know that it may get hot again and get back up in the 90s. But today it was nice. As a matter of fact, this evening it's nice. It was 61 degrees this morning, y'all. I had to put on like a little jacket, and I'm like, fall is on the way, okay? But what I wanted to share with y'all today is some things that I'm doing in the garden. So this is really what I want to share with y'all because it's what we call our transition phase. So if you've been with us for a while, you know that this is like a hard time for me. So whenever we get ready to start transitioning from the summer to the fall and from the fall winter to the spring, it's a hard time because a lot of plants are starting to shine. A lot of plants are starting to get out of that hot zone, over the 90s, over the 95s, and they're really starting to flourish. But we also have to think about, okay, we got fall starting, and so we have to anticipate and we have to get ready for that. Now, every day, except for today, I don't know what was going on with me today, y'all, as far as every day this week up until today, I was getting out here and just doing about an hour to just say an hour and a half in the garden, just cleaning out beds, pulling things, trying to just get things prepped. But today, after all of the traffic, I just came and I was like, I just want to rest today. It's been a lot that's been going on this week, and I'll share with y'all in later details. I got to get ready to go out of town, and I'm just like, I just got to rest today. I just got to get my mind right. But let me share with you a couple of pointers in the garden. And remember, um, we're going into fall. So I've been starting a lot of seeds. When I tell y'all I've been starting lettuce, I just started collards. I got to find my spinach mustards. Those are a nice varieties that I like to grow during the fall. They're really quick growing. They have big leaves, and it does not take a lot for the spinach mustards or the Florida broadleaf mustard. So I got to start seeds for that. But as the weather is starting to cool, a lot of my peppers are really, really starting to shine. Um, it was one, I'll show y'all in a minute. I know it's some type of pest. I couldn't find it yesterday, but so we've backed out of the 90s. We're into the upper 80s, mid 80s. And so remember, I told you that even though things like peppers and tomatoes were heat loving plants, when it gets past a certain degree, they kind of like just conserve their self, conserve their energy, and they don't like really produce. But now that we've started backing down in temperature, we're getting more flowers. I'm so sick of these. Oh, I'm so sick of these leaf-footed bugs. And we got peppers growing. If I don't get out here and snip these purple peppers, we started these from seed. I was supposed to put them on salads tonight, y'all, but I had some gold bell peppers, the one that I just showed you, the yellow ones. Those were doing good. But we got bell peppers that we started from seed that they really have to be snipped right here. You know what? As I'm going out of town, I think I may come out here in the morning and do like a clipping of things. Um, our cucumbers, these were the 40-day cucumbers. They're doing good. I know that we'll get one last cucumber harvest off of this. So I started some early in the season. I pulled them because they were kind of teetering out. And then I started more, and this is where they're at right now. Also, we've cleared out some beds. We're getting ready. One of the things that I want to do over the long holiday weekend is really start more of my fall flower seeds. So I've already started calendula, but I do want to start snapdragon. I want to start pansies. And then it's some other cool weather flowers that I want to start, but we got this bed done. I just didn't have the heart to pull these marigolds right now. I'm gonna wait till the bonbon calendula is a little bit bigger, and this is what's gonna go where the calendula is. Our bush beans, I know that they'll make it because we're in the Atlanta area. First fall frost is around about November the 15th. And remember, it's nice, it's cool, it's pleasant right now. But I know sometimes the weather will do a 1-2 on us and it'll get back hot. So that's why I'm being very mindful, very careful. But I'm also starting fall seeds and I'm starting them inside. One of the things that I have got to do, if you like, they call them early peas, sweet peas, whatever you call them, not the flour, because they have sweet peas, the flour, they have sweet peas, the vegetables. So I'm talking about the vegetables. So what I did yesterday, let me get over here because I feel like I'm in a maze, y'all. One thing I also want to do as I over the weekend is I have got to can these peppers. I got to stop playing. It's a couple of them that have started to dry on the plant, and that's all on me. But I got to can some peppers. I got banana peppers, the jalapeno peppers. So before we go over here, let me show you. So yesterday I was on live and I was looking at my plants, and I want to share this with you all. So you see how these leaves are nice and full. I was not able to catch whatever it is, but if you look at this, it's either a cutworm, it's either a hornworm, it's something that is eating some of my jalapenos. And the leaf is where you get all your energy for the plant. And so I gotta find it. I could not find it yesterday, y'all. When I tell you I looked around, what is this? Child, what's this? Oh no, that's a jalapeno. I looked around the base of the plant. I looked around here. But it's something that has been eating it. So I've been watching that because they're supposed to look like this. But we are going to harvest some of the jalapenos. They are turning red. Someone told me when they start having these striations like this that they're nice and hot. I don't know because I don't eat hot peppers. I grow them for family. I grow them for friends, and I give them away. But we gotta do some canning. But this is what I wanted to share with you yesterday. So yesterday, I took my I took my timer. This is what I do a lot of times when I get off. And these are the garden salsa peppers that's still getting the peppers, and they are we want to go ahead and can those too in like a garlic vinegar base. But this is what I wanted to share with you. So yesterday I put my timer on. I cleaned this whole part out. So we had some determinate tomatoes right here that had ran its course. We had a couple of thyme plants that were not looking good at all. So I think I'm at a phase now, y'all, that I used to try to save plants and I used to try to nurture. I still try to nurture plants, but I'm at a point now, like if it's not thriving, just go ahead and pull it. So that's what I did. I'm thinking about putting some sage over here, and we're going to put the early peas, the actual vegetable. We're going to soak those tonight. I was supposed to do it yesterday. We're going to soak them in water, and I'm going to put a layer of compost. I'm also going to put a layer of slow release fertilizer in this area. And one thing that I try to do, y'all, is plant things in different areas. So we're going to put some sweet peas right here. The cayenne peppers, the ones that are starting to turn red. What I do is I have like some string, I have a needle, and as I start to harvest, I start to string them on that so that they can dry like on the string. And this particular variety, I actually did not start these from seed. We started these from a transplant, and they are really prolific. That I the cayenne peppers were a little bit fatter and round, but these are more on the skinny type like this. but they're very prolific. Like the other ones, they were bigger, they were rounder, but they didn't produce as much. But these right here, like if you could see like all of the green right here, and I don't eat them. I will make pepper sauce, give those away as gifts, and then I also put a little bit, just a little bit in our juices. But they have been doing very well. So we're going to start just taking our thread, taking our needle. We're going to start stringing them, and we're going to put them in the basement. So these are the cayenne peppers right here. A couple of them have dropped and dried. So this is my indicator like, girl, you have got to get a move on it. Y'all, look at the ladybug. You got to be careful because some people mix ladybugs with like the Mexican cucumber beetle, but this is actually, if you can see, this is actually a ladybug, honey. Come through. Come get some of these mosquitoes if you want to. But I have a few plans, and if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because I want to take you on a few things. Like I said, I got to go out of town, but when I get back, I really want to get focused at least for like 2 half days. I don't want to say a full day, but I'm going to say 2 half days. And when I say 2 half days, that means about 4 to 6 hours in the garden for those 2 days because I want to get things cleaned up. I want to plant more seeds. I'm getting a little antsy about this area because this area we actually did a seed tape of the bunching onions. We had tomatoes right here. Now you see volunteer tomatoes popping up, but I'm like, where are my onions? We've had a lot of rain. I've kept this space I've kept this space water, and I'm like, where are my bunching onions? Because they should be coming up, but I'll give it probably about another week. We're supposed to get some rain this weekend, but nothing is coming up. But we do have some volunteer tomatoes. Now, I'm not going to let them stay, so I'll just go ahead and pull them right now, y'all. Because we don't have enough time in the growing season to start another round of tomatoes. But this is supposed to be bunching onions. Now, let me share with you some things that I have walked around the garden and said you have got to work on. This space right here. So this is our Rapunzel tomato, which good flavor. I got to debate. I'm going to debate if I want to grow these again next year. And the only reason why I say I'm going to debate because the picture did not depict what the fruit would look like, but they are growing. I noticed that my marigolds, since the weather is cooling, like they are starting to shine, but little do they know, my calendula is going to replace them as well as my Johnny Jump Ups and my viola. So that's going to go in this area as well as this area. But it's just amazing how the decrease of a few degrees in temperature can really make these plants like stand out. Right here, still got our zinnias that are growing, but I'm going to start transitioning these beds. And the only reason why is because I feel like each year I'm not on schedule, and then I don't have the plants that I want to when I want to. So I want to be. And leafy greens actually get sweeter with a light frost, but I just want to have them of a certain size. I think it's a better way to say it. I want to have them a certain size before we start getting like colder weather, because this is what I want to share with y'all. When we start to go into the fall season, what people don't realize is we start losing daylight hours, which equals a slower growth rate, and then it starts getting cool. And so you have to take that into account, especially on your seed package. So, like in the summer, how they say, 40-day cucumbers. And I always say, don't take that as gospel. It doesn't, it just depends. It depends on the environmental conditions. It depends on a lot of things, but it really varies when we start to get into that cooler weather where we're losing daylight and then the temperatures are dropping. So things are not growing as fast. And so I want to go ahead and get a lot of our leafy greens because I really do think in September the temperatures are going to go back up just a little bit. I think this is like a false fall right now. I feel like and I could be wrong. I feel like the temperatures are going to go back up and it's going to get hot. And this is why I got to be careful. And I'm going to put my shade cloth when I start to harden off my leafy greens. I'm going to put my shade cloth on, and then I'm going to just like really watch, because the last thing I want to do is to start all of these fall seeds, let the temperatures go back up, and then a lot of the plants will bolt, because that's going to change your taste profile too. It's going to make it bitter, and then it's going to bolt, it's going to start going to seed, and it's not going to be producing like it's supposed to do. So that's the thing here with me, is you got to keep track of the weather, and you also have to time it correctly. So that is one of the things that I'm going to do, but I've just been clearing out different spaces of the bed. Hey, Shirley, how are you? I've been clearing out different spaces. So I'm hoping my bunching onions will come up. I'm also hoping that we can get our early peas. So we cleared this out. So we got one whole bed that's been cleared out. We've cleared out this. We're going to let these cayenne peppers, we're going to let these continue to grow. But we're gonna start moving like some of these tomatoes. I know the weather's cooled off, and so as you can see up top, they're starting to get like more blooms. But I'm just gonna have to make a choice, and I'm gonna have to pull it. I'm just gonna harvest what's left on it, what's right, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull it. I cut back very, very hard our oregano. Cut that back hard. It's growing back nice. It's actually starting to spread. So let me just give y'all a little secret. This is the Greek oregano. So the Greek oregano, for me in my garden, it spreads. But the Italian oregano is more upright. I like the Italian oregano a little bit better, just for the growth habit, not necessarily for the taste, but for the growth habit, because this can take up a lot of space. And then I had sage, which I cut back, but this didn't come back. But I have a new sage that I'm going to put here. Every night, I've shared with y'all, this is one thing about hibiscus, roselle, is once the weather starts to cool and around about September, y'all, this is going to put on so many calyxes right here. But every night, because you can tell I've been doing this every night, that I've almost took all the calyxes off, but this is what I have for my tea. So I'll take about three of these roselle, the calyxes. They're still down at the bottom too. We got some at the bottom, and then I'll take them in, and I've been saving seeds. Y'all know what I do before I sell the seeds is I test the germination rate, make sure it's good to sell, and then I will offer it. But this is a good plant to grow. Now the this is in the okra family, and a lot of our Caribbean friends, the leaves are edible, but I don't use it for the leaves. I do use it for the calyxes, but it is good in a tea. Don't put too much in there, because it can get a little bit tart. It can. But this is good. So every night, that's why I'm out here now. I come out here and I'll harvest about three of these. I will mix this in with our holy basil, and it's just a good relaxing tea. Okay. I'm thinking about doing a tea blend with it, but we will have holy basil over the Labor Day weekend. Our new batch is ready. All I'm gonna tell y'all is make sure you're on the email list, okay? Because the holy basil goes quick. And I only have a few packages, so I'm gonna send out an email and say, hey, the new batch is ready. Make sure you get it, okay? We still got about one more batch coming. I still got more, but y'all know it's a process. I got to cut it, I have to harvest it, I have to dry it, and then we have to package it. But we got a harvest from a few weeks ago that's ready. But I've been having so many people DM me about the holy basil. I've been having a lot of people DM me about the lemon verbena. Now, the lemon verbena, I'm going to be honest with y'all, it's going to be a little bit scarce this year, because we ended up selling wholesale to an herbalist. Like, she bought a lot. So I don't have as much as I had last year. I want y'all to look up for yourselves the benefits of holy basil. I want you to look up for yourselves the benefits of lemon verbena, but look up for yourselves the benefits of the hibiscus, the roselle, because when we offer the seeds next season, I want y'all to be the first to get them. Very good benefits of them. But what I love about this plant is as the days get shorter into September, they are going to make so many calyxes. If you can see now how they're starting to produce those calyxes. And again, this, I try to grow enough to carry me over to like the next season. This is a heat loving plant. Some people say it's perennial. I think one time, only one time when I stayed in the Savannah area, one time it came back. I guess it wasn't, we had like a mild winter that year. And so it came back. But normally I treat this as a perennial. Since we're in the Atlanta area, I'm going to treat this as a perennial. But this is what I come out at night for the last probably 5 nights. And I've just been harvesting it and just using it in teas and different things like that. Now, I was on another live last night, and let me tell y'all what I got to do over the weekend. So, this is my false indigo, and I had this issue last year, and we have it again. I'm not going to touch it, but I'm going to zoom in on it. So, y'all see these little worms right here? Right here, they love this false indigo plant. Oh, they love it so much. And they have been eating the leaves, if you can see. If I can do it, but I looked it up. I can't remember the name, so y'all forgive me. But if you look up false indigo and then the worms that are on there, the birds don't even want them, unfortunately. They don't. Because if I can get close, they have these little white spikes on them. And that's their defense. Can y'all see it? That's their defense mechanism to why a lot of predators do not bother them because it'll stick them. Do y'all see like the little white thing? So I got to come in with my BT because they've been doing damage. But this is a beautiful plant in the spring. Unfortunately, it blooms one time, but it's so pretty. I forgot the name of the variety, but it's like a yellow and a lavender bloom. But it's the false baptisia, but it blooms so pretty in the spring, and that's all you get. But it's worth it. When I tell y'all it's worth it, this is a perennial. It will kind of die back in the fall and the spring, but when you see the blooms, they are so beautiful. But this is a particular variety of worms that is like, it's for like, it always preys on this false baptisia. But I'm gonna get my look at them, just disrespectful. I'm gonna get my BT, and we're gonna spray that real good. That's what I had to do last year. They're doing way better. Last year I got a little bit scared, but they're doing way better because they're a little bit bigger. Remember, like, plants also have, to me, in my opinion, like an immune system. So you got to be careful. I share with some people that although we got our bird bath and we got a lot of things growing over here, I'm not about to be playing around. I'm trying to get my fall crops in, so I'm not about to be playing around in here. I'm going to let everything kind of die back, and then I'm going to cut some things back. I'm also going to move some things because we actually got black and blue salvia over here in this area, but it's being crowded. It's being crowded just a bit, and it's being crowded to a point where I don't like it. This is Pollinator Island. Y'all know I like to see stuff and like to be able to do things in here, and I feel like I can't do that. It's a couple things that I just got to clean up. But the butterfly bushes during the day, when I tell y'all it's no less than 10 to 20 butterflies like on these butterfly bushes. This crepe myrtle is not supposed to be here. Chris cut it, but he didn't dig it up from the root. But it's not a bad look, but I still don't want it there. I do not want it there. And then we got our bird bath that leaks, but thankfully with the rain, it has replenished the water. And so we got to get a new bird bath top. But I just wanted to share with y'all, again, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button because we've been starting fall seeds inside in the basement down there in that room right there. So the grow lights are still on right here. But we've also been clearing out beds. So we've cleared out this space. We're still going to let our cayenne pepper continue to grow. I had my bunching onions right here. They better get ready to sprout right here. I've been letting some of our okra plants go to seed. Me personally, this is just me. I've noticed that if I let them stay on the plant as long as I can and dry, I have better germination. And you probably can hear the rattling of the seeds right here. And so we're just saving seeds. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with the okra. We just gonna save these seeds. We're gonna test them out. Hopefully we will offer them. We've been cleaning out the herb beds over here. So this is where our calendula. I'm thinking about another